Hello, welcome to another tutorial. We're going to get right to it. We're using two 260s, a pale blue, a mocha brown. I have a white 160, and it's going to be a green 160. The green 160 is optional. If you wanted it, you don't have to. I just seen pictures where you had a scarf on, so I thought I'd do it. And then last but not least, a pale blue round. And when I get to it, you see that I'm not going to tie it. Okay, so the markers I'm using there, you see, are 3 Sharpie, a white, a red, and a black. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with the pale blue. I'm going to start with 2 loop twists. You see me measuring there. I have quite a bit left over at the end, so I would say about 5 or 6 fingers left. Keep it nice and easy. Okay, 2 loop twists. You can see they're not very big. They're about 3 fingers wide. Those is going to be the feet, and then we're going to move from there to the torso, the arms, and then the rest of the torso. See that's about 4.5 fingers there for that, and then I'm going to do the arms, and they're going to be more or less the same size. And something I'm going to point out here, you're going to see I'm going to lock twist this here in just a minute. See, I'm just showing you there, measuring that. They're about the same size. I'm going to go ahead and lock this because I don't want to lose it. And when I come back down on the torso here, that's very important. I'm going to make it a little bit longer so it bows out. And the purpose of that is it's somewhere for us to move the arms down onto. So we don't need that, getting rid of that. And you'll see how I move the arms down on top of that. If it were just the size as the back part you see there, it'd make it difficult for it to roll down on. So this is a very useful tool. Okay, now we're going into the mocha brown here. I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom right where the feet are. That's where I'm wrapping it in so that nozzle is nice and loose. So I'm going to go up to the top there, and you'll see the arms are going to come off for a second so I can anchor that. I'm going to go down, or excuse me, wrap it around there, and I'm going to go back down to the feet. And before I move on to adding another segment, which you could do either way, you could just add the other segment and then add on the head. That's what's coming next. You can see right now. Then in a minute, I'm going to be blowing up that round, but as I said earlier, I will not be tying it, just because it adds a knot in there, and I don't really care for the knot. It just makes the head, gives it a direction when you do that, kind of. So by not tying it and just wrapping it in, you save some time, but also there's a little more freedom to where the head is going to be. So you see right now that I'm putting it on there, and I pulled it all the way down to the bottom of the feet. If you notice, I didn't wrap it up at the top there, so that's going to pull the head down nice and tight, keep it in place. And now I can put the arms back, and I can also twist that brown in there, and the head won't be loose. That's one of the issues sometimes when you start to tie in rounds, is you want to tie them up at the top and don't stretch that nozzle far down, and so the head is just kind of becomes a bobblehead, and so this kind of alleviates that. So anyway, you see what I did with the mocha brown. I just went back up there again, wrapped it into the neck area, so I have 3 segments, and I'm going to go ahead and hide that away, not needing to tie it or anything like that. Okay, so the structure, like I said, it goes pretty fast. And here's the white, because he does have white trim around his tail. Pointing out there, I left a big nozzle so that way I can wrap it around those feet really easy. And that's the thing, you know, sometimes you just, with good ballooning, you just plan ahead. For any balloon, you know, you've made it a lot of times, and the more you plan, the easier it is for you to work with it, you know. You eliminate those tough spots that you run into by planning ahead. So right here, you see I just wrapped the white around the shell there just to give it a trim. And if you're in a rush, you could even probably skip this part and you'd still be okay. Because a lot of times, you know, as long as you start to get like 2 or 3 of the colors, people will recognize the characters. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind when you're making this. You don't have to go with every single color that's there. Okay, and so you can see I'm just showing you what it looks like. There you go. You can fix it. Like I said, it's really easy to get to this point. And, pardon me, the green, like I said, you see my face there saying that you could take it or leave it. Not a big deal. Like I said, I just found a picture of him wearing a green scarf, and I thought it'd be funny to accessorize our Squirtle here. So I just did right now, I just did a little segment there with 2 pinch twists, and now I'm going to bring it around the head there. And it's something similar you would do if you're making an insertal. You could use that to make the bandana. In this case, it's going to be like a little handkerchief or scarf. I know he's probably not cold, so I'm going to say it's a scarf. No, a handkerchief. Yeah, a handkerchief. So anyway, you see I just wrapped it around, wrapped it into the 2-pinch twist, and just got another segment there at the end, so we're showing that those are 2 ends of his bandana or his handkerchief. You can see it right there. Okay. And so now we're going to get into the artwork, and I'm going to pull a little bit closer so hopefully you can follow along and try to keep it nice and simple. And very important when you're watching this that if it's an issue for you, by all means pause the video, and take time to get the artwork down. Draw it on paper a couple times so you get it down. Look at the Pokemon character. See, it's almost an oval shape, but at the bottom there you see that it comes to almost a slightly curved line. There we go. You see, I know this isn't the most exciting part of the video, but some people will have a hang up about artwork, but hopefully as we talk about it, shows you. Look at that. Okay, and it's going to be the same thing for the other eye too. I was trying to think about what would it be like, it's like drawing. It's almost like M's, but with a big loop in the middle there. If that makes any kind of sense, but you can see they're really easy. And then up here at the top, I'm doing these circles that are going to be the highlights in a minute. You can see, there you go. So I'm going to color the black in. You'll see, so there's going to be a spot left for the highlight, and then the bottom part is going to be red, and then from there, I'll also be drawing the mouth. So we'll keep watching. See, there we go. I filled in the black. No problem. Going to go right to the mouth. And the biggest thing about a mouth, if you just did a straight smiley face, that'd probably pass. And I have a couple other characters that I'm going to do that with, that I think you'll still be able to get away with it. But because he's a turtle, he does have like a little beak, so you'll want to dip in the front there. You can see like I did. So you can simulate the beak. There we go. And then we have the mouth open. There we go. So you can see, I just did a little tongue in there, and let me hold this up here so you can keep looking at it. Pardon me. There we are. Okay, now I'm going to start to color these guys in. So I'm going to use red for the eye color, and I'm also going to be using red for the tongue, and last but not least, that area up there you saw with the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and hit that with the white marker. And the marker that I'm using is a white water-based Sharpie. Okay, so if you're looking for something like that, then you'll have it. I buy mine at Michael's, where I usually find it. You can also get an oil-based one too, so you got 2 different options there. What is different besides the names, I'm not sure, because they both work pretty good. So okay, we're almost to the end here. It's going to do some white Sharpie there in that spot. I know I already said it. I just want to point it out, right before I'm about to do it. It's really easy to do, and I'll hold this up there so you can see. Hopefully you enjoyed this and thought you find it really, really simple. But look for pictures of Squirtle. Do a little quick turn around there on the catwalk. There you go. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoy it. There you go. Take one more look. Okay, bye-bye.